Yo, what's up, man? My son Yusef came to visit me, man. Yusef Jr. right there. Check that out.
Put the brand up.
Came to come kick it with me for the culture. Yes, that's the brand. What's the website, man?
RenaissanceApparel.BigCartel.com.
RenaissanceApparel.BigCartel.com. Man, y'all gotta go on there real quick. RenaissanceApparel.BigCartel.com. Yeah, I'm gonna try to put the little information down at the bottom. You know why I can do that? Because I'm using LumaFusion and I'm using Adobe Rush to get my shit edited right on the iPhone. You understand why I'm doing that? Because you need to be doing that for your stuff. But anyway, my son came over here and he asked me that this logo I have right here that was made a few years back by one of my buddies. He put this logo together right here for me, and we was right in this room over here when he did it. And how he did it is he took a photo of me and then he went home and he edited it. And how he edited it, I think they call it typeface or something like that. I think that's what the word he used, what he did. So that's the logo that he came up with. And so I digitized it and went through the Photoshop link and turned it into an actual piece of paper and blah blah, and we I use it in some of the edits at the end of the films or whatever. Well, what happened was, and I'm gonna tell you the truth about the story. He shot it, he did this, and he asked me at the time I had finished grad school, finishing up my master's in fine arts filmmaking. So he was asking me a lot of times about, hey, how you do filmmaking? I was moving away from filming so much in the hood, which is what I did a lot of times, and I was doing other stuff. So he was hitting me up saying, yo, help me do this filmmaking, teach me hood. I'm like, okay, what? He started going to school for this shit. That's how he learned this typeface shit. And so he, I showed him as much information as I knew. Whatever you need to know, I got you. I helped you out on the phone. Boom, boom. That was that. So anyway, I was trying to get him to help me learn how to make music from the computers. Like the internet, from a laptop, because he was able to do this. He ride around bumping his own music in a car. I thought that was dope. I wanted to do that shit. So he kept telling me eventually, nigga, look on YouTube. But I'm like, shit, if I'm showing you how to do this shit, nigga, show me how to do it. So YouTube wasn't as popular as it is right now. So I was reluctant to look on YouTube, which it really was just easy to just fucking look at it on YouTube. But now it's a part of the reality. Back then I was reluctant. So make a long story short, we got into an argument. He came over here and he was asking me whatever. I forgot what it was about. He wanted me to shoot his music video. And I was like, no, man, I asked you now. I didn't show you how to get into school. I didn't show you this loan shit. Show you how to do filmmaking shit. Fucking just show me how to do this music. And I asked him to hook up my website. That's another thing. At that time, websites was kind of hard to get. He knew this shit because he was smart. He was able to learn this shit fast than a motherfucker. So he knew how to do all this shit. So make a long story short, he left the crib that day. He was like, we had got a little, it wasn't really an argument. He was just left the crib. He was like, man, fuck that, man. My next song, you gonna really love that shit. Then he drove away. I'm like, all right, man. So New Year's Eve, I'm in the crib. New Year's Eve, it's a few months later. I'm in the crib. I Google myself, just fucking around to midnight. I just Google myself, and I see something say Yusef Hood shitless. I'm like, it's another nigga in the world named Yusef Hood. What the fuck is this? Other than my son, because this is Yusef Hood Jr. So I'm thinking like it's another person in the world named Yusef Hood. Like, what the fuck? Who is this person? I click it. It's me. It's a picture of me. I'm thinking like, who got a fucking picture of me on the fucking internet like this? And it was a diss song. My homie who was up here who made this fucking logo, this nigga made a fucking diss song about me called Shitless.
That's funny.
And the song was about, quit calling my number, nigga, you on my shit list. He snapped off on my ass. And I'm like, what the fuck?
You made it.
This shit big as fuck to me. Because I'm like, who in the world would fucking make a diss song about me? And I appreciate my nigga doing that shit. So I was tripping out laughing and just blew out by it. Because I was like, I don't even fucking rap. Like, I used to freestyle rap growing up. But I got deep in the filmmaking game. I ain't even have a response to the nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, what was this nigga when I was 29? Like, what the fuck? But, and that's that story. So I wanted to tell my son that story.
That's amazing.
But another story that happened with my homie.
The same dude,
he asked me before, because I do filmmaking, I do hood films. I do movies in the hood. I kick my camera out. Wherever I go, it's filmmaking happening. That's what my forte was. So I had stopped that. I kind of relaxed. I'm doing other stuff now, Hollywood, filmmaking, just other things was popping in my life, so I wasn't doing that, which is all I did. So only people knew me for that. That's all the fuck I did. So make a long story short, he was like, Hood, go downtown with me And don't you know how Channel 7 News got the motherfucking big ass window? You can see the fucking news happening right there. I'm like, yeah. He like, go downtown with me, grab a camera, early in the morning. You know when they had the news going right there in the morning? I'm like, yeah. I'm gonna take a shit right in front of that big ass window, right on the fucking ground right there. I'm like, what?
Not real. You serious?
My right hand of God. That's my left hand, but I got my right hand on together. This really happened. So he's like, look,
what?
I'm gonna take a shit on the ground right in front of the news. I said, what the he said, and when the police come, you got the camera on me. And they're gonna say, sir, why did you do this? He gonna say, because I'm shitting on these rappers. I was fucking lost. And that really did happen to me. I'm not bullshitting you. So I'm thinking like, well, I didn't know what to say really. Because all I could say was, well, what the fuck you gonna eat? So you could shit on that.
On command.
Right on the moment. What have you eaten because you gonna get some caramel cheese and popcorn or some shit, nigga? You lactose intolerant? But that really did happen to me, and I was like tripping. So when my man did the diss song on me, I didn't even really take it so personal because I was like, this nigga asked me to go downtown with the camera, and he was serious to the motherfucker. And I was like, damn, bro. We'll get back to you on that one, broski. So that's all I wanted to hit y'all with that, man. But my son is home, and I had to hit him with them little stories and shit, something so he could remember and laugh because that really did happen to me. And we just gonna kick the Willie Bobos for a minute. See, this is really just like a father and son moment because my son is over here and he's working on his programs on Adobe Illustrator, putting together a logo. And ironically, this video that you're watching right here, I edited on Adobe Rush or either LumaFusion, which is both apps you can get in the app stores, and you can edit right on the film. And I'm shooting on Filmic Pro, and I'm using a gimbal, and I'm a Capricorn. See how all that shit kind of match up? But I want you to see how he putting together this logo.
Just drawing it out.
And it's bumping. And I know y'all looking at my girl information on there, but I'm gonna blur the shit out of that, so don't even front.
Thanks. So
he putting that together, and he an artist, and you get to see that right there, that it's generationally, you dig, going through that. You dig what I'm saying? So, but that's great. So, and his little brother, which is my other son, Judah, which his name is Just Do Wop on Instagram. And I might put his name down there too, because he's doing beats and you can listen to his beats. And he's selling them and he's going crazy. And he performed on the stage at the show, the Hamilton show. He performed on the stage, him and his rap buddy. They pulled him off the stage. I don't know how it happened.
They won like a school-wide competition and they were selected to perform.
Wow.
So it was, I think it was the Chicago Theater.
Yeah. It's not the Chicago Theater, but it's like a few blocks over. It's they have their own theater. I forgot the name of that theater though. Where the players at?
True.
But it's not the Chicago Theater though. But it's where Hamilton has its own theater. It's rocking out a whole theater. It's on State Street and Monroe. It's on State and Monroe, but it's like between Monroe and State. Monroe and Wabash. Yeah, I walked past it because you can see the line be wrapped around a block, like 4 blocks for them people to get them tickets. But they got their own theater. I just don't know the name of the theater. But anyway, I got off point. Judah performed on the stage with his homie. And now my oldest son is telling, because he didn't tell me, he just said, Daddy, it's my video of Hamilton. I'm thinking like, well, how the fuck you get a video of Hamilton? Did y'all they teleported y'all in there? Like, what the fuck? And so he performed on Hamilton, but I didn't know how he did it. So, and you asking why didn't I ask? Don't ask no damn questions. Just listen.
Just applaud. Good job.
So he snapped off, and I'm grateful for that, man, because he a dope artist too. So just check out Just Do Wop on Instagram and tell him his daddy sent you. God damn it. Yeah. So that's that, man. So I was watching a video on Complex today about Jay-Z and the what's the boy name? How they was giving out the rock chains. And I was like, damn, that's right. That was my era. I was a little older, obviously, in my 30s and shit. Little mid to 20s and 30s. You know what I'm saying? But I remember when that was happening. And I was like, I forgot. I always wanted to get me a logo. Right. So I made a logo. I got 2 logos, technically.
Dope.
and I made them myself. And so I was like, if you could turn these logos into something fancy, or because I actually created these myself, but I think I used Photoshop or something like that.
I've seen that. That's
Right.
hot.
So I created this. I got this tattoo. In New York, and when I got this tattoo, me and the tattoo dude created this design. So then it's on my arm right now. Let me just show you what's popping right there. So this that tattoo. I gotta stand up. If you can see it, you probably can't even see it. Let me just lift the damn gimbal up. That's why it's a fucking gimbal. So anyway, if you can't see it, whatever, the camera moving kind of weird, but see, there you go. Bam. That's the tattoo. So me and the artist put that together. And I can't even remember the street that shit is on no more, man. It's a main street, too.
That gimbal is crazy.
Yeah, I got another one. I'm going to give it to you. You put your iPhone on here. Matter of fact, I should go grab it real quick because I can show you how to mess around with it. And so anyway, so this the logo that I was created. When I got to the crib, it took me a couple of weeks to figure this out, and then I learned how to create this myself. And it's probably basic to a lot of y'all design guys out there, but to me it was dope. So what my plan is to turn this some kind of either funkier or make it where I could turn this into a diamond necklace as a chain.
True that.
You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know what you got to do or whatever, but I think it's worth the investment. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the logo. And then this is my other logo, which is my name. I've written it. So I would like this to be a logo of something. I kind of throw this on my edits too. You know what I'm saying? And just play. Maybe not so much this. Maybe I'm just in the design brain. But this is the one that I actually created. And I want this one to be the one that we use. To do something with. Even if we don't do nothing with it, like make nothing with it, maybe you could, you're an artist, I don't know, design a different one. I don't know what the hell shit.
Yeah, it's definitely a dope setup.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not gonna film this whole episode of me and my son kick it. I'm gonna let y'all just kick it with him for a minute. I got other documentary footage of him, but since I'm actually using these new editing programs, which I'm gonna get into that phase after this, and then I'm gonna show him what I'm doing. You can see some of my documentaries on Hood Films on Instagram, or Hood Films, and all that.com and all that crap.
You got any projects you working on?
Yeah, I just actually shot a movie yesterday. We shot it. It's called Villainous. Yo, matter of fact, you can go to Villainous Movie on Instagram right there. I just put that together and look at some of the still photos from the movie we just shot there yesterday. That's written by my little homie Carlos Torres. You can check him out at Torres the writer at Instagram too. I'm dropping all these names because nowadays you could do that. Before, when we was coming up, you couldn't do that. That seemed like you was trying to, you know what I'm saying, come up off somebody's name, but everybody just kind of do that these days, so that's what it is. So yeah, and I shot that. It's like a little robbery movie that dude wrote up, and then I shot another film for him that he had wrote, and then so he can keep asking me to shoot him, and I shot it just to keep my stuff rolling, and keep it, and then meet new actors, because I got my other movie, Killer Rapper, which I've already shot before, but my main character has to set up a situation in his personal life where he's moving to China, so we're not going to finish that with him as the lead, and you're looking at the lead this time. I'm taking the reins on this. So I got my little actress chick, and I'm gonna let you see a picture of her. She just got on board yesterday because she just finished shooting this, and that's what I did. I was like, I'm gonna shoot the film with the bro because, okay, so it's on the phone. I guess those photos didn't transfer over here. Yeah, so you can't see them off of here. But anyway, she's my main character. She gonna be the antagonist though. You know what I'm saying? Okay. She's gonna be the opposite person, so, and she dope at it too, cause she been working on some movies and shit like that. She played currently right now on that show Chicago Med, that little TV show they shoot in here. She got a little role up in that with her name Christine Tate, so she gonna play this role. She gonna rock this role, and she's supporting me because I'm gonna jump in front of the camera, because that's something I've been wanting to do for decades, but I never really did it. Cause I've always been behind the camera. So
is this gonna be like that's how film you do that?
Yeah, because I played in the plays when I was a teenager. I used to work at the Regal Theater in Chicago, and I was in a few plays up there. But now I'm older. I've been always behind the camera.
True.
So I want to do some acting and take that Jackie Chan lane. You feel me? Ain't nobody got that Jackie Chan lane that's black like me from the hood.
Facts.
So somebody got to hold that lane down.
So you talking about like action type?
Well, the movie has two action scenes in it. See, if you was in Chicago, I would have let you play it. 100%. It's just, if that was just, I would even try to see how I could map the movie out so that when you come in town, we could film you as the lead. But the problem is, it's other moving parts. There's so many other moving parts, and you'd have to really precisely do it. Then we'd have to pay your time to come in town and do all this. It's the process. So I was like, you know what, let's just get this one done, and then you can move over and do other adventures, you know what I mean? So. All right, so anyway, I'm showing my son how to run a gimbal. I'm giving this to him. I'm passing down gimbalology. The back, you got back triggers on the back. Lift your fingers up and touch the back. So one is gonna make it go slow, and if you touch the top one, you can make it go fast. Now spin to the left and the right too. Right, so if you hold the top one, it'll spin fast. And if you hold the bottom, it'll be smooth like that. So you can choose where you want to go. So for instance, you got this gimbal, you slide it in between the two brackets, you slide it down like that. So, and it'll hold the brackets apart obviously, and then squeeze it in there, and then you hit the little power button right here. One of these is the power button. I think it's the record button, yeah, so the record button. Then instantly it's gonna pop up.
That's crazy.
Into effect. So now it's giving a little weakness right there. Only because this is a new phone and it's heavy.
True.
So the adjustment has to happen in the back. So in the back of it, right here, it's like a little knob. You just have to tell it to adjust to the phone's you move it forward or out, and it'll forward in close, or you shift it backward, and then you can just retighten it, and it'll have a different grip on the phone, and it'll stay up. So now there's a little wheel right here. You can make it spin all the way to the left. You can make it spin all the way to the right. So now the trick will be to cut your phone on, but maybe every phone could go right to the video, right? So.
It's a little weird.
You gotta swipe up on it or something? Let me see. Okay, for here, just hit your Face ID real quick.
Yeah, it's drawing weird. It's good.
All right. Did we go to here? Here, we'll go to camera. All right, there we go. All right, so bad. So now we got camera. So you can hold it vertically like this. You just have to hold it horizontal to the side. But most times you hold it this way, and your camera adjusts. You see that little square, this little camera? If you hold it this way, that camera, well, you know how all of this works. I'm just, it'll change the size. So when it goes sideways, Now they also have an app that's free.
That's specific to the...
Right, so you can tell you these apps, they free. You download them, and if this thing conk out or get real tweaky, you do a calibration, and then it'll come back to life. And you can use those apps to actually film. You don't have to film inside your app here. You can film inside those apps. So for instance, when you cut it on, now for instance, you can see outside, whatever. You see how it's just moving on its own?
Yeah.
But you can actually move it with the thing here, this little keyboard, this little joystick.
That's tight.
So boom. So now you did all that, right? So for instance, so now the joystick is popping. Now it lasts about 8 to 10 hours of juice. So that's 8 hours. I mean, you could be filming for fucking ever. Now your battery will go dead twice. But the other trick is you can take the cable and charge it. The cable will charge it. So in the back of it, down here, you just take this bump off right here, slap it in there. But see, since I put the camera down, charger in, you would just... All right, y'all, I'm passing this actual camera right here. I'm passing it down to my son, and here's what makes this camera special. It's a T5i. When I stopped doing filmmaking in the hood every day, I was using the other cameras. They was, I don't think they even call them DSLR, but they probably was. But anyway, I chilled, and I just kind of stopped using cameras and shit. I was doing other things. I got to Hollywood, LA, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, I had got this camera. My mother was like, hey, I'm going to get you a camera. I'm like, no, I'm good. You don't have to give me no, I'm good. I'm like 37, 39. I don't need to give me a fucking camera. And she's like, no, I'm going to get you a camera. I'm going to get you Mom, I'm good. So she wanted me to do, you accept your mother. So she actually got me the camera. So I used it. off and on. I did my thing with it. I shot some projects. I did all kind of shit. This was my only camera. So then about last year, I went and bought me a 4K camera because that is the new technology. So I went and bought that. So it's just kind of just sitting up in the crib. And even though it shoots 1080p, which is good because that's what YouTube accepts right now. And if you try to put pure 4K video on YouTube, it's gonna stall. It's gonna sit up and take you 2 damn days to put up a fucking 20-minute video. So it's like you only using 1080p right now anyway because YouTube crunches the video down so they can be on a platform the way they use it. So anyway, I'm passing this down to my son, and I'm proud of this moment because I know he gonna hold this video down, this camera down, and he gonna use the shit out of it. So anytime you need to know anything about using a DSLR camera, and I done shot documentaries all up in New York. That's it. That's it. I can't even finish the statement. He the next generation. He already know what to fucking do. You go to YouTube, you learn how to white balance, you learn how to take some motherfucking good cinematic shots. I can take you out and we can go do some. And this is it. So I'm gonna give him a couple of lenses and a whole little kit, and then he can take this camera and run the gamut. I got about 4 or 5 batteries if I can find them all.
Charge it up.
Yep, and then I'm gonna give you charge of the whole lit. So I'm grateful, man, that y'all had a chance to see this wonderful moment for me. I'm YSr+, filmmaker extraordinaire, and I'm passing the camera down to my son right now. And thank y'all for watching, man. See that? You got the T5i. Now they got like T6i's. It's so many cameras out here, but it's the sentimental value behind this camera. You know, one of my homies gave me a camera years ago, and he passed away. And I didn't expect him to pass away. And I remember him saying like, "No, man, I want you to have this camera." I ain't imagining him about to pass away. I'm just like, "Oh, okay, damn, thank you, bro." And he ended up passing away. God rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? God knows what I'm talking about, and that's real. And I still got it. So I'm passing this down to my son because you never know. Life is short, and I wanted to make sure I gave him something because he know what filmmaking and artistry mean to me. And again,
I still got the OG camera.
Oh, check that out, right? So you see how it go. But and his mother bought me my first camera, my first filmmaking book. See, that's the trick. She brought me my first filmmaking book ever in my life. She believed in me so many years ago. First one. That's what happened. And it was called The Filmmaking Handbook. That had to be like 1996.
That's great.
Yeah, she remember it. It was my birthday present. Hey, thank you, Tara. That was my birthday present. I was 23. I was young.
Right.
I remember that I was young as fuck, and